All right, so we need to take a few minutes here in this live stream to talk about some of these headlines that are out there suggesting the ending or the cancellation of Social Security checks as of January 1st. Drop a comment down below. Have you seen some of these headlines? I've seen them out there in a few different places, a few different people, and again, articles as well saying, oh, get ready, January 1st, Social Security benefit checks ending, canceled, or whatever else you want to say about this. Well, as you can imagine, I've had a few of you here in the community, not a ton, but a handful of people here in the community, very, very, very worried about this, reaching out down below in the comment section, say, I heard, hey, is this true? What is going on here? I heard that our benefits are ending, canceled as of the new year. What's going on with this? Can you talk about it? So, as I imagine, like I said, some people have been reaching out here, not a ton, but some other people out there, I'd imagine, will continue to come across this over the coming days here as we approach the very end of 2025, as we transition into 2026. And what is going on here? Like, what is this all about? Why is this out there? What are people even discussing? And again, as you could see there in the title of this live stream, I said facts, facts in all caps. So anyway, I want to give you the facts here around this. And again, what is this whole idea? What are they getting to with all this? Okay. So here's the deal. Yes, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I was out in a separate video and I was giving 10 changes. I was talking about 10 major changes that go into effect as of January 1st for Social Security beneficiaries. And again, in that video, I talked about retirement, I talked about SSI, I talked about SSDI. And again, in that video, I talked about 10. There's way more than 10 changes, all of which go into effect as of January 1st for Social Security beneficiaries, again, across the board. However, what does this mean as far as potential cancellation, ending, things like that? Here's what it comes down to. And again, you got to read between the lines with a lot of these articles that are out there and a lot of the headlines that are out there. You really need to read between the lines. And again, why I'm jumping back in this live stream here, again, I'm going to be fair with you. I'm not going to be on this live stream very long. There's just really no point to sit here and talk about this for much more than just a handful of minutes. But let me clarify this situation. When it comes down to you and your monthly benefit, are these benefits ending anytime soon or being canceled anytime soon? Whether it happens to be January 1st, January 30th, next year, November, December, or in even 5 or 10 years? Are these benefits going anywhere anytime soon? And are these benefits really being canceled, ended, whatever you want to say, whatever kind of word you want to put in there? The simple answer is not a chance. Not a chance. These benefits are not going anywhere, are not doing anything. The same old thing will be happening, okay? I mean, obviously, as of the new year, we're getting a handful of major changes coming in. We're all getting our big 2.8% COLA. Don't forget to count all your money. It's going to be so much piled up. Obviously, I'm being a little sarcastic right now. But yes, we will get the 2.8% COLA among all of those other changes that I highlighted in that video yesterday morning. I talked about that. But other than that, that's all you really need to know about this. So if you see these headlines out there suggesting, oh, they're ending, they're canceled, they're going away, they're stopping, whatever else other kind of words you want to say, no. That's not what it's coming down to. No. These programs are not going anywhere anytime soon. For example, Social Security has been around since 1935. I guess 90 years, over 90 years. It was August 14th of 1935 when the Social Security Act was signed into law. 90 plus years ago. Why would it just stop all of a sudden one day? It's not how this works, okay? Now, to go off on a little rant here for just a second, there's also a lot of miscommunication and a lot of misunderstanding around this whole insolvency issue. Now, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too deep here, but I will touch on it for just a second here. Even with the whole insolvency issue, which again, we hear about all the time, oh my, the trust fund's going to be insolvent, things like this. Even if / when that happens in about 6.5 years or so, give or take a little bit, even when that occurs, if they allow it to occur, let's hope they don't allow it to occur, because if they do, it's going to be an ugly situation. Even if that were to happen, benefits would not even be canceled. Benefits would not even be ended whatsoever. They would just be cut by a pretty big percentage. As of right now, the range is somewhere between like 19 and 24%, depending on how they do it, whether they keep the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund independent from the Disability Trust Fund, or if they combine the trust funds and take everything down together. Well, That's what we're looking at right there. Okay. So anyway, let's not talk about that too much here. That's a whole nother topic for another video, which I've covered extensively. And honestly, based on the remarks that I get on those videos, when I talk about the insolvency or the trust fund situation, I'm just going to say this, people don't like those videos. Okay, I'm going to be very clear. The comments that I receive, the feedback that I get, and what I see in the back end analytics on YouTube from the people that watch those videos, don't like those videos, which is obviously why I don't talk about it all that much, because I just get a lot of negative feedback. Let's just say that much, okay? But my point is, even in the situation of insolvency, no, benefits are not going anywhere. They're not ending. They're not going away. They would just be cut in that instance. But anyway, that's not the purpose of this video. So if you see the headlines out there, if you see some other meathead talking about, oh, your benefits are going to get cut, they're stopping, they're canceled. No, they're not. I guarantee it. They are not stopping as of January 1st. Nada. Now, one thing that I do want to mention really quickly, and this is absolutely ridiculous. This is nothing even to waste time on, but let me take like 15 seconds and say this. Maybe people are just referring to the exact date of January 1st that benefits would be ended or stopped on that day. Okay, fine. If we're talking about January 1st only, nothing else, then yeah, sure, because it's a holiday. Duh. I could make a same video and say, Social Security checks are stopping on Christmas. Yeah, because it's a holiday. It's a freaking holiday. We know this. There's like a lot of days throughout the year when benefits are not paid. Every Saturday and Sunday, they don't get paid. Obviously, we know this, right? How many federal holidays are there now? Are there like 7 or something like that? I don't know, 6 or 7 or something like that, federal holidays, whatever it happens to be. No benefits are paid on that day either. Obviously, we know this. That's the same thing with January 1st. So yeah, I guess if we're talking about that day in particular, you're right. No benefits will be paid on January 1st. Okay, we know, right? So anyway, just wanted to come back really quickly here. Clarify that for you. I saw a comment come across today. The person was very, very scared. Say, hey, this is only a few days away here. What's happening? I heard I'm not getting my benefit. No, please do not worry about that. These benefits are totally fine. Nothing is happening for a long time, many, many, many years until we could possibly see something disrupt them. But other than that, not even that, which by the way, the person that reached out today very scared about this was an SSI beneficiary. And I wrote back and I was like, you've got nothing to worry about. Even SSI, even in the instance of insolvency with Social Security, SSI will not be impacted whatsoever with insolvency within Social Security. Seriously, okay? Here's why. Let me just hit on this for just a second here. And again, I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole too deep, but I'll hit on it just for a second as long as I open up the can of worms. Here's where we're at. Okay, so we have this whole insolvency issue with Social Security. That is a trust fund thing. The Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund, that's what pays Social Security retirement, survivors, and spousal benefits. And then we have the Disability Trust Fund that pays SSDI, not to be mistaken with SSI, but rather Social Security Disability Insurance Benefits, which goes out to about 9-ish million people, okay? 2 trust funds within Social Security. One of them is looking at insolvency in about 6.5 years. That is the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund. This is the big one that pays out the bulk of benefits. The Disability Trust Fund is not at risk of going insolvent. This Disability Trust Fund is totally fine for the next 75 years. The problem is, what they want to do is combine the Disability Trust Fund along with the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund and take both of them down simultaneously. I think that's a terrible idea. Why would you do that? But anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked here. Okay, but anyway, point being is that out of these 2 trust funds, SSI is not paid. Okay, supplemental security income is not paid out of the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund or the Disability Trust Fund. It is paid out of federal general funds, which is administered through and by Social Security. So literally the government has like a slush fund, right? Like a federal general fund where they basically just have a bunch of money sitting in it, right? They dip into the general federal fund to fund the SSI program, and they basically just take that money, allocate it to Social Security and say, here, pay the beneficiaries. Because Social Security, believe it or not, is actually very good at sending out money to a lot of people every single month, right? 75 million people get checks or direct deposit. I shouldn't even say checks. They're not even checks anymore. They're direct deposits from Social Security every single month. 75 million people in a country with 334 to 335 million people. Whatever that percentage is, it's like, what is the percentage on that? 150? It's like one-fifth of our population. That's nuts. So like, is that right? 20%? Is that right? I'm just kind of running the math here as I talk right now. It's about 20% of our population. That's nuts. 20% of our population gets a check from Social Security every single month. Okay. So that's a lot. Anyway, 20 out of every 100 people get a check from Social Security every single month. Okay, so that's why Social Security administers SSIs, because they're very good at sending out payments. They're very, very good at it. That's why the federal government basically designated Social Security to send out SSI benefits. Anyway, long story short, if you're just jumping on right here, right now, quick little recap here, and I'm going to jump off of here, which is this. If you've been seeing some of the headlines, some of the knuckleheads out there saying, Social Security is ending January 1st, benefits are stopping, they're ending, they're canceled, things like that. My rebuttal to that is BS. No, they're not. Benefits are not going anywhere. Benefits are not stopping. Benefits are not being disrupted in any way, shape, or form as a whole, okay? Now, fine. Will there be a small handful of a few beneficiaries out there for whatever reason, for their personal situation, the benefits will be ending as of January? Sure, that happens every single month, right? The sheer volume of this program, 75 million people, yeah, obviously there's going to be a handful of people every single month that are going to lose benefits for X, Y, and Z reason. Okay, fine. We're not talking about select people. We're talking about beneficiaries as a whole, right? When it comes down to it, now, you're totally fine, okay? This doesn't happen all that often, but every so often you see these remarks, you see the headlines, you see the articles out there saying, get ready, benefits are stopping. And I'm like, dude, no, they're not. These benefits are resilient. They are there for you no matter what, month in, month out. They've never missed a payment. Again, collectively across the board, they're good, okay? Anyway, I think my rant is done, okay? Anyway, I hope this helps you. For the person that reached out earlier, for your privacy, I will not say your name. The person was very, very, very worried, an SSI beneficiary specifically. But yeah, I saw your comment. I responded to you, by the way. Not sure if you saw that. But my point being is that you're fine, okay? You're totally good. If you see these headlines out there, again, that's why I wrote facts in the title of this live stream. I said, whatever I titled this as. Canceled, I don't know, Social Security checks ending January 1st, facts, all in caps. Anyway, that's what I wanted to give you right here. Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. As always, drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Thank you so much for watching this. By the way, I'm doing a little trick here lately. I don't know if you've noticed maybe. So I'll tell you this really quickly just because it's kind of interesting. But lately I feel like my eyes are like super fatigued when I make videos because I have a super bright light right behind the phone or the camera that I use, which is actually an iPhone. That's what I use for a camera. But anyway, I turn that light off and I feel like my eyes are not like on fire when I'm done with the video. So I think I'm looking at the camera. I can't see it at all, but I think I'm looking in the right spot. So if I'm not, please forgive me. But generally I try to stare at the bright light and my eyes are like so fatigued by the time I'm done. I'm like, oh my gosh, my eyes hurt so bad. But now I just turn the light off instead. So I'm like, hey, I think I'm just gonna like be good now. My eyes aren't like screaming at me like they hurt so bad. Anyway, I don't think you really care about that, but just want to throw it out there really quickly. All right, anyway, again, I know that I've been kind of struggling with the eye contact thing lately. I apologize, seriously. Yeah, I think you all know my situation with my vision. I basically can't see anything, but sometimes bright lights and that's about it. Anyway, trying to work on it, trying to figure out something to make this a little better for me, and I hope this is working. Anyway, hope this helps you. Please, have a nice evening. I will catch you again probably a little bit later. Stay tuned. A bunch of weird things that are happening right now. I'll probably be back with another video later with more information that I want to share with you. Before we wrap up 2025 and roll into 2026, a bunch of data points that you need to know right now. Anyway, let me know what else I can do for you. Drop your comments, your questions, your feedback down below. Otherwise, if you're new, if you have not done so, please consider subscribing. Really appreciate all of you. Happy holidays as always, and enjoy the rest of your evening. All right, anyway, if you're still here right now, as I always like to say, if you're still joining, you might want to click off now. You don't have to, but if you want, you can click off just because I'm going to unplug the microphone. When I do, my phone starts talking, and it might be kind of loud and annoying. Anyway, that's that. All right, anyway, thanks again for watching this. Really appreciate you, and enjoy your evening. All right, here we go, wherever it is. Yeah. Okay. So here. Oh. Stop it. Come on. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll see you later.